This isn't transparency, it's a cover-up, and here's how it works. They show you flight logs, emails, PG-rated photos, fragments of conversations that have been stripped of the meat. A few big names get thrown under the bus. It's just enough to feel disturbing, but never enough to prove anything about the real players. That's what you'll see in this massive document dump. What you won't see is context. You won't see corroboration, and you definitely won't see accountability, because that's not the point. This is a weaponized DOJ strategy of controlled confusion, and it's working perfectly. You see, they don't protect powerful people by erasing evidence. They protect them by releasing it slowly, by delaying key documents, by over-redacting names, and by letting the public fight over the scraps if we're not too distracted by the latest military invasion of a third world country or a major US city. Chaos becomes their cover. The goal isn't to reveal the truth, it's to survive it. So read the files, but don't confuse access with justice, because sometimes the most effective cover-up is letting you see just enough.
This gentleman made some really great points, because transparency without accountability is not justice. It's all theater. And let's be honest, there's no need to destroy evidence when you can manipulate it.
Hey, a lot's happened this week. Don't forget about the Epstein files. It's all of them. They're all on it. And everything that they did is worse than you could ever imagine. Don't forget.
As you probably heard, the latest Epstein files are absolutely disgusting. World leaders are exposed. Former presidents are exposed. Everyone who you would consider an elite has been exposed in these files. And when you even look at the specific documents and read what it entails, it's disgusting. Matter of fact, it's past disgusting, it's straight up demonic. All of it is centered behind little children being taken advantage of, abused, and even worse. I don't even want to get into the details that are in these files. And this woman, a 21-year-old model, Gabriela Jimenez, was caught on the news screaming after she attended one of these elite parties. And now it's 2026, the Epstein files are released, and they entail some gruesome documents. And what's crazy is after this video happened in 2009, she disappeared. We don't know where this woman is. I wonder why is that? And what's crazy is, even though these files are released, nothing's gonna happen. These people won't get locked up. Why? Because they're the rulers of this world. And the Bible has talked about this in Ephesians 6:12, where it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." That describes this world to a T. The rulers of this world, the elites, they're demonic. And it's just crazy to me that we're living in a world like this. And the problem is people get too distracted too easily. The media is gonna push left and right issues, black and white issues, all to distract you.
This is something straight out of a horror movie. And guys, let's be honest. This is only just the tip of the iceberg. And let me just say this. And yet, Jesus is still victorious. We rebuke all demonic activities and practices in this world. May God protect us all, because we need him more than ever.
This is the synagogue of Satan. I do not go halfway with defending pedophiles. Goodbye. Are you out of your mind? I hate all of you. I think you guys are all a part of the same demonic entity. Your God is Satan. You guys are Baal worshippers. You will continue to kill and sacrifice children until you feel that demon rewards you. And I stand against you.
You're intense.
Yeah, this is how I feel about these people. They are satanic, right and left at the top.
You guys are Baal worshippers. You will continue to kill and sacrifice children until you feel that demon rewards you.
The devil scares me.
And tragically, this pattern keeps on happening. Now, Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
I have little nieces and little cousins, and all this has made me extremely angry, because we cannot coexist with people who think raping children is acceptable. Guys, remember this. People who defend pedos are most likely pedos themselves.
Want to know more about the Epstein files, please swipe away, because the things I'm about to say is not about the CP, but the crazier things that you just didn't expect to be on this list. Starting out first, we have a baby with a chicken and another chicken. I don't know what the correlation between this is, but that's insane. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of our generation, was literally exposed for funding Israel intelligence. And Jeffrey Epstein was literally sending emails to a person named Baal. And if you don't know, Baal is literally the name for Satan. Jeffrey Epstein was wanking off to Five Nights of Freddy. Not only that, he was perma-banned on Xbox Live in 2013. And if you know Xbox Live in 2013, you had to do something crazy to get banned back then. One that's not so crazy is Elon Musk was named in it with a little bit of more evidence, because he was really defending the fact that he was not going to be on the bad side. He was going to be brought to light. But boy, you have been caught. He literally texted, "Hey Jeff, I want to fly down for an epic vacation." Epic. Bill Gates got an STD from one of the childs on the island, so I don't know if we all have a virus at this point, because we all using Microsoft. But the worst of it all is that they also enjoy torture. So here it says, George W. Bush, a male, and then the same victim was used as a ritual sacrifice, which his feet was cut off with a sword. The victims witnessed a kid being torn apart, intestines pulled out aboard a yacht. And the worst part about it, the people on the yacht apparently ate the intestines, and y'all were worried about Diddy. Diddy was literally a middle school basketball team, the B team. These niggas were literally S-tier NBA stacked teams. They were not, the things they were doing was things I would actually watch on a show of Primal. Another part that makes absolutely no sense to me is Jeffrey Epstein was in direct contact with founders of Bitcoin. One of the literal world's 7 mysteries in 2013. Like, how did he get a hold of these people? And also, Jay-Z and Pusha T is in this thing too. We literally all have to apologize to Kanye right now, because he called it out when he said Jay-Z and Pusha T was killing our own people.
If you take people like Jay-Z and fucking Pusha T, they made their living killing our people, so how the fuck they gonna stand up?
It makes a lot of sense now that Jay-Z was able to bag Beyonce. I can finally put something behind that. But the real question is, there are so many reports about what happened, but why was nothing actually done? Like, there's literal video evidence of a woman in a police station yelling they are eating humans. Was that not enough to double check that island? Who are the elites in all of this? We're literally barely scratching the surface levels. And this really shows the power of the elites and what they can get away with. Let me know what y'all think though. Peace.
Just listening to all this, bro, they made Diddy look like the innocent one. The people that are involved in this, they need the same treatment like they did the kids. They need the at most harshest punishment.
So they aren't going to talk about this, but in the new Epstein files drop, Jeffrey Epstein was emailing Robert Trivers, who's an American biologist. And they were actively talking about pushing the transgender ideology onto children as young as 3 years old. Here's the full email up here. It's very graphic. If you want to read it, you can, but it's pretty bad. And Robert, emailing Jeffrey Epstein, notes, "By the way, we are now pushing the intervention earlier, so you notice your 3-year-old son has trans tendencies, so now you intervene with hormones. I would be frightened to do that, but who knows." Now, usually I'm all for reconciliation and forgiveness, but we all know what needs to happen to these people. And Robert Trivers is a free man right now, even after it was revealed that most of his work was funded by Jeffrey Epstein.
Why is not a single person talking about the fact that on Epstein Island there is a temple used to worship Moloch? Out of all the demons in existence, this is the most disgusting one by a landslide. More people need to be aware of this, because this is what's really happening behind closed doors, not some Ryan Garcia publicity stunt crap. This is what's actually happening. Moloch is the demon that specializes in child sacrifice, and this is what these elites are all worshiping. They've been flying out to this island, getting together with their parties, going inside of this temple, and performing rituals involved in what I just explained. By the way, guys, this is the exact same thing that's being worshipped during the red heifer rituals. Moloch is the demon of the cow or bull. That's the image it represents. And I want you guys to really understand this. People in Israel have been worshiping Moloch forever. It's talked about even in Leviticus 18:21. Let me clarify. It has been happening so long that it is even mentioned in the Bible, and the Bible tells us not to sacrifice or give children to Moloch. This is how common it is and how long it's been happening. The whole Epstein files, Epstein list thing, it will always come back to this. And you guys can maybe not believe me now, but you are my witness on this. Once the rest of these files come out, it is all going to relate back to that temple and worship for Moloch.
It's truly interesting how that temple has never came up in the news. So all the conspiracy theories videos we watched when we were 14 about demonic saying worshiping about celebrities, it turns out that it's all true after all.
And then she said this about Blank Z, saying your favorite artist has been practicing blank in a where they take from other countries and blank as a form. I can't even say this on here without getting copyrighted. But she's here to say the jig is up.
But wait, there's more.
You sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and that she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you...
was basically a penniless moron who couldn't graduate from college. And they placed him in a school, and then they sheep-dipped him at Bear Stearns. And then Les Wexner, who appears to have had an affair with him, then funded him as a fake billionaire. And that was the launch. Now, Epstein wasn't smart enough to actually run a prostitution ring. That's all Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay? Ghislaine Maxwell, as best I can tell from secondary sources, was running a prostitution ring for the Mossad in New York City. It included children. But they needed a boy and bring people in and kind of basically take it up to the presidential level. And so Jeffrey Epstein was managed by Ghislaine Maxwell. And one of the things people don't understand is that the Mossad doesn't just blackmail people for political influence and for money for Israel. They also blackmail corporate chiefs and others to gain special access to the computers so that they can plant backdoors. This is how Robert Maxwell made his name, with a software program called Promise that installed backdoors in all these government computers. They use these computer backdoors to get advanced knowledge to do insider trading. The greatest practitioner and enemy of the United States in the industrial espionage arena is not China or Russia or France or Germany. It's Israel and Great Britain.
Can you guys just imagine? Only if humans put this much effort in doing good. Just imagine how the world will be.
Another one of Epstein's regular visitors at his disgusting pedophile mansion was, shocker, Woody Allen, who has been quoted by saying he doesn't regret his friendship with Epstein. He actually found him charming. Now, if you don't know, this pig was accused of assaulting his then 7-year-old adopted daughter, Dylan Farrow, who has spoken out candidly and openly about what her adoptive father did to her. And a recording of Mia Farrow and Woody Allen has resurfaced. It's actually heartbreaking. Listen to this.
What you've done to Suni, what you've done to Dylan. Dylan's a baby. How could you do that to her? You've told me nothing but lies. Dylan tells the truth inconsistently. And I didn't know the doctor had to report this to the authorities. I went just to be sure she was all right. And she's not all right, Woody. She walks around the house holding her vagina. She sleeps with me. She's scared of you. And you hurt her. And I feel pretty guilty myself that I wasn't there to protect her. She said, Mama, you didn't help me. She said, Daddy shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have hurt me like that.
How is this sick fuck not in prison? Nothing ever happened to him. Shocking. He actually went on to marry Mia's other adopted daughter, Suni, who he helped raise since she was a little girl. And now the two of them have 2 young adopted daughters. Well,
And no one ever believed Mia Farrow. That's the sad part. Now, to all you guys who have no idea what's going on, this next video will get you guys all caught up. Take a look.
The DOJ has officially released all of the Epstein files, and here's what we know so far. According to an email, Bill Gates had caught an STD from one of the Russian girls and reached out to Epstein to get antibiotics that he could secretly give Melinda, which is probably one of the reasons when talking about her divorce, she said this.
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
Emails show that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just trafficking these girls, but apparently also torturing them as well, possibly to death. And you have to wonder why these names are still being redacted. Elon Musk is now in the files for the first time from emails in 2013, where him and Jeffrey Epstein were going back about Jeffrey Epstein sending him a helicopter, possibly to go visit his island, considering that Musk was in the British Virgin Islands, only 15-minute flight away. No shocker here, Hillary Clinton had invited Jeffrey Epstein to a very intimate fundraiser, but it was hosted by Howard Lutnick, our current Secretary of Commerce. And when it comes to Lutnick, it doesn't stop there. There's an email that Jeffrey Epstein had donated $50,000 in Howard's honor. Files were posted that accused President Trump via a tip line of inappropriate behavior, to say the least. Then the DOJ took those files down, but now they are back up for you to read for yourself. None of these claims against President Trump were substantiated because either no contact were made or they were considered invalid. And speaking of Trump, there's a Jeffrey Epstein email that says that he was planning to visit Mar-a-Lago in 2012 after Trump apparently banned him in 2003. There's a report that says that Prince Andrew tortured a girl that was trafficked by Ghislaine Maxwell. And when it comes to Epstein, it appears that the only thing 18 years and older are the people that want to read the files. There are over 3 million new pages, 2,000 videos, and 180,000 new images. So we are just getting started here. Stay tuned for part 2. And as always, let me know what you think about all of this.
And no, it's not all the files. It's only half. 3 million out of 6 million. And let's be honest, they released these files, but no accountability, no arrest has been done yet. We want to hold these terrible people accountable. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Last month, they found proof to a story that happened in the Bible. You ever hear the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Oh, no. In the Bible, there was a city. People in the city were sinning and they're doing terrible acts, right? And God wanted to punish the city. And he said, I'm going to send fire to destroy it. But I'm going to warn this family there that I think they're good people. This family of this guy named Lot. Now, Lot, the angels came to him and warned him, hey, you guys have to leave because the city's going to go up in flames. So they all dipped, they all left out, right? Immediately, when they started leaving, balls of fire started hitting the city. Holy shit. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Engulfing the entire city into flames. One rule God said to them is you cannot look back. But it was so tempting for his wife. She really, really wanted to see what's happening to the city. So she turned her head and looked out at the city. Yeah. And she turned into a pillar of salt. What? Just recently, they found the pillar of salt. Wait, where? On a mountain that seemed to be the direction Lot and his family would have escaped from. Yo! Yeah, archaeological evidence. They found the whole city. There's a sulfur. They have no explanation for it. Also, it's true, that pillar is completely salt. Everything else is different material. And what's so interesting, they cracked into it. They did tests and they found bioorganic material that could have been from someone or something living. It lines up to Lot's wife in the story of Sodom. Yo!